Hey, so we're back today with another episode of Built Freedom, and we're working on generating leads and customers for our new business. So we went out today and we did some local marketing. We talked to local business owners. We went out and handed out business cards and worked on trying to generate our first customers. So we learned quite a bit. It was definitely an experience, and that's what I want to talk about today. So let's go get into it. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go from being an employee to an entrepreneur, to chase your dreams, to build your visions? That's what this channel is about. This is Built Freedom. So we went out and we were working on generating leads. So our plan was we printed out a bunch of flyers, which I'll show you these flyers. This is our flyer for our business. This was actually a trial flyer. And so we printed out a bunch of these flyers. We thought they were really professional looking and we liked them. So we printed them out. We have our picture on it, a portrait of our family. It talks about how we're a family run and operated, or family owned and operated business. And it gives the things that we do. We do cabin turnover cleaning, detailed room by room cleaning, kitchen and bathroom sanitation, beds and linens, guest ready finishing, final quality control walkthrough, and then our hospitality support. We do restocking and supply checks, photo documentation of our cleaning service, maintenance issue reporting, and we have several other things we can do. Gives our contact information. So we thought this was really good because it puts a face to our business. And so we went out to the local area where we're starting our business, and we put up some of these flyers. We went into several businesses. There's a bowling alley there. It's just really busy. They got a bowling alley, arcade, and restaurant all in one. We went in there. We talked to them. They were really nice and allowed us to they have a cork board in the entryway where they allow local businesses to advertise. So we thought that was a great opportunity. We pinned up our flyer like I showed you, and we put some business cards up there. So we went out and we thought we would do the same thing. We went and talked to several different local businesses. We went into a local hardware store, which was probably one of the best places we could have gone into. So, you don't learn these things, from watching YouTube videos. You don't learn a lot of these things from, people out there. You learn these things doing them. So the best thing you can do that you can learn from a YouTube video is the idea of going out and generating leads yourself, cold calling, going out on foot. But what I learned today was, building relationships is key. And I went out today and I met a bunch of different people and created some opportunities that really I think it's going to open some doors for this business. So we went into a local hardware store that was just put there because of all the cabins that are being built. I mean, this industry is huge up there. It's around a big lake. The cabins are numbering over 4,300, something like that are registered as Airbnb and cabin rentals. So this is huge, and they're still building cabins constantly. There's lots of cabins up there. So one thing that I had learned was that going in and talking to some of these people, I went in and talked to this lady in this hardware store, and she asked if I had a flyer, because I was asking if I could just leave my business cards there, and I seen she had a place with business cards for local businesses set up. She was so cordial. She was excited about our local business. And so she asked if we had a flyer. I handed our flyer, and she was so ecstatic that she taped our flyer to her glass. She loved the family photo, the fact we were a family-run business. That was the support that I was received with today, starting our local business, which this is super cool. This was exciting for me because a lot of times we get the negativity. You cold call people, and you get hung up on, or you get the negative side. So we seen some of the positive side on this, which was very supportive. I thoroughly enjoyed my day. I got to meet quite a few people. We were received by several businesses. We handed our cards out, and we have cards now in about 8 or 9 locations up there around the local area where cabin owners frequent. Well, the really cool thing about this lady that we had met today in the hardware store was she said that she frequents cabin owners all the time. They come into the hardware store if they have an issue or something going on. She knows a lot of cabin owners. So she is going to make sure that she lets them know our business exists, and she's going to promote our business and hand them cards. That right there is the kind of lead generation you need. That is local. We're now going to get a reference from a local business owner. I believe this is going to generate business, and the enthusiasm was amazing. So get out there. If you're starting a business like what we're doing, and this is what I'm learning, if you're starting a business, networking is huge. You hear that, but when you actually see it at play, you get out there and you generate leads, you build relationships with people, and you actually get to watch it play out to where now you can make a connection with somebody else through somebody you met. That's the power of networking. That's the power of marketing on foot. You get out there person to person and meet people, and it's amazing what you can do. Just be cordial, be kind, tell people what you're doing, and man, the support was big. So that being said, we're pretty excited. Our business is moving. We ordered another 100 business cards. We ordered 50 to start out with. We should have ordered more, but I pretty well went through most of those today. And so with that being said, we ordered another 100. We also ordered a bunch of door hangers, and we ordered a bunch of flyers, but they're going to be more professional. So we ordered these flyers, but professionally printed, and I think we ordered 100 of those. So we're going through Vistaprint. So Vistaprint's a good spot to go and check out. They have, and I'm not supported or connected to Vistaprint anyway, but Vistaprint, they offer so much. You can get your business cards with your logo and photos and contact information. You get all your business cards done through them, but they can do custom shirts. They can do, pretty much anything you need for advertising, they can handle it. So check them out. We've used them quite a bit. They do really well. They're a really good printing company. So that being said, that's going really well. So I'm super excited about that. On top of that, because of this, if you haven't been following along, I run 2 YouTube channels. I run the one you're watching right now, which is Built Freedom. I also run another YouTube channel, which is my primary YouTube channel. It's Fire, Shield, and Shelter. And that channel is a preparedness channel. We do outdoors and preparedness stuff. We're into prepping and preparedness, and we handle a lot of that aspect of water purification, setting yourself up in case of natural disasters, things like that. And it's growing. We've been on YouTube for right around a year. We're headed for 500 subscribers, but I've slowed down on putting content out. I'm doing about half the content that I was for that channel because we've been busy with other things. We've been busy building this business. I've been busy with work. So we've cut back a little bit, but that channel, even when I'm not putting out content, is still growing, which is super cool. You watch it. So you watch it grow even when you're not able to work on it. You continue to work on it slowly, but you watch it grow anyway. So we've added, just in the last week, I think I've added 3 or 4 more subscribers without posting any content. So that's huge. It's growing almost passively because I have a library of about 60 videos now, and people enjoy watching some of those. So another thing that's really cool, if you're looking at building business, you're looking at growing a YouTube channel, getting into social media, don't count out affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is a way to make passive income, and it's not passive at first. Obviously, it's active. You have to go out there and make the video. You have to promote the product, and then you have to wait for people to buy the product. So you put in the work. But what I've noticed is I still have from previous videos, I haven't done an affiliate marketing video for quite some time, and I just had over $100 deposited into my account just from previous videos I've done on a small YouTube channel. I've had one of my previous deposits was $800 around the time I currently made the video when it was being more promoted. As my channel grows, it should generate more passive income as I do more of these videos. So think about that. Affiliate marketing can create opportunities through YouTube for passive income. As time goes by, your channel gets bigger. There's another channel I had seen. I was watching the guy that's the content creator for the channel. He has 1,500 or 1,600 subscribers, and he was able to generate $3.25 million in sales in affiliate marketing in 1 year on a small 1,500 to 1,600 subscriber based channel. Because just because you only have 1,500 or 1,600 subscribers doesn't mean that's all you're reaching. I've got some of my videos that 6,000 to 8,000 people have watched. So with that, I may only have 400 something subscribers going on 500 subscribers, but I still have a lot of people watching my content. So when you get out there and you're reaching 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people, you think about it. If you sell something for $50 and you sell 100 of those, you just made $5,000. So think about that in context when you're thinking about the reach you can have with social media, YouTube, and affiliate marketing. So there's some great avenues for passive income, and that's our end goal, is to build something large that starts to become more passive. I love doing YouTube. I really do. I've really grown in being a content creator, and I'm going to continue to grow. I want to keep making my channel better. I want to keep growing my video audio quality, presentation, and being able to, come out there and add value to people who want to watch this sort of thing. This is more of a financial, I'm building, hopefully net worth and wealth for my family in time. And I don't give up easily. So this will be something that if we fail at one thing, we'll continue to grow something else. And we'll keep doing that. I have multiple businesses that I want to build. But right now we're working, this is kind of our entry to actual brick and mortar business. We're doing this cabin care business, cabin cleaning, cabin care. And I'm super excited about it because the whole family is getting involved. There's no greater feeling for me than building something for your family. So watching my kids, my adult children, being able to work in this and grow in this, and maybe eventually be able to hand this business down to them and become a silent partner. That'll be amazing. And then while they're running this business, I can go on and work on other businesses. I have a trailer rental business that I'm going to tease a little bit here. I teased it in the last video, and we're going to talk about this more later. But it is capable of generating, with a small footprint and very little investment side to it, $30,000 a month. And I've been looking at this model for a while. So we'll get into that in some other videos. But that's one of the future things I want to build. I want to build a trailer rental company, but I want to do it site by site. So I'm going to start with one site, typically like you would, and then I want to brand that site and then start adding. My local area could support a lot of these. I live in an interesting area because my area is very rural, but I'm not that far from some large metro areas. So I have, within an hour to an hour and a half of me, I have several large cities. And also some smaller cities in the surrounding area, populations from 8 to 10,000 people. So I could do some smaller trailer rental locations in my area and then begin to grow that into larger in the more metro areas. So I have a lot of opportunity. On top of agriculture is big where I live. And people move large things and don't always have trailers. So tractors are moved constantly where I live. Farming equipment is constantly moved. We have industrial here. So within all the industrial, we have a lot of industrial equipment that gets moved, right? So you have dozers and backhoes and things that get moved constantly. If you had large enough trailers to move those, they would rent out for a substantial amount of money per day. So there's a lot to that as a business that I think has a great model. And we'll get into that later. But this is kind of where we're at. We are kicking off our EF Timber and Stone, our cabin care and cleaning service. And it's a big market. And there's a lot of competition. But I feel like if you can offer something that other people don't offer, like what we're offering is stability and the ability to be there when they need them. And that's something that's kind of lacking. We've seen, you can't afford in the Airbnb business to lose any of your ratings. If you have a 5-star rating and you drop down to a 4-star rating on one of your cabins, that drops the amount of times per month that cabin's going to be rented. Anybody that knows the STR business understands that you cannot afford to lose ratings on your Airbnbs. And so if you lose ratings, that's money out of your pocket. So these people, rightfully so, need to keep their ratings up. So we see a lot of, cabin owners are dealing with some of these cleaning services that they're going through, struggling to maintain their turnovers and missing some of their, as you got one coming in and another person, or one leaving and another person coming in behind them, a clean gets missed or something happens, and after a bit, you start dropping stars in your ratings, and that hurts. So this is going to be part of our business model. We're actually going to take this, and what we're going to do is work toward helping 3 and 4-star rated cabins, or even worse, come back up to 5 stars. Because that's a whole niche or a niche that is not being talked about and touched in the area. So even with steep competition, if you can find your angle in, and especially if you have the answer to a solution, and that's the key thing with marketing, right? I watched a video on marketing earlier today before I went out, and it was brilliant. I want to share a piece of information that I learned. One of the biggest things is people talk about what they offer or what they can do, but a lot of times we forget to let people know how that's going to help them. So the best way it was explained was, if you have a coffee mug, and you can say that, I have a handle on my mug. That's something that's added to the mug. Well, they're like, great, but how does that help me? Now, if you sell that in a way that says, I have a handle on my mug so you can sip your coffee without burning your hands. Now they understand why that coffee mug helps them. And it's the same thing in marketing. So you may have, with your new business, a lot of things that could help somebody, but if you're not marketing that to them, like they can understand what that actually does for them, you're missing out. That's why a lot of times businesses fail. That's what I'm learning. It's because they don't know how to basically present what they can actually do for the customer to the customer in a way that's going to help them. You have to help them envision what your service is going to do for them and how it's going to help them. So that's what I'm learning, and that today is what we did some of, talking to people. And we're going to continue to market in that way. So I want to market in a way that says we're going to help your cabin or your Airbnb be able to come up in ratings. We offer reliability, dependability. We are an amazing cleaning service with maintenance, and we do walkthroughs with pictures. We offer all of these things so that you maintain your 5-star rating, or we can help you come up in ratings. And so we're going to work toward that as our marketing angle, and I think it'll work pretty well. But like I said previously, we were very well received in the community today, and that was exciting. So we now have business cards out in a bunch of locations. People are going to be handing them out for us. We have flyers up on corkboards and several businesses up in the area. And so we're going to continue this aspect. I have a few more phone calls that I need to make for local cabin maintenance companies and also several local cabin management companies that I want to see if they have overflow work or possibly know people that are in the industry that are looking for cabin care, that some more connections we might be able to make there to generate some more leads. So that's what we're looking at. I'm going to go back out tomorrow and do a little bit more of this on-foot marketing and see if we can't generate some more leads and maybe create some more networking opportunities. So that's about all for today. I was pretty excited about the day. I feel like we're gaining some ground. We're building some networks and getting to know some people. So if you're thinking about building business, there's no better time to start than now. And I really feel like you work for somebody your whole life building somebody else's dreams. At some point, you have to start building your own. And the only way to do that is to start splitting the difference. If you have a job right now, you got to start burning the candle at the other end for a while until you can shift gears and switch out of that into what you're going to do. So as of right now, I'm working my full-time job, which I typically put in 50 to 60 hours a week at minimum. I'm a supervisor. It's a very demanding job. But at the same time, it pays the bills. It pays me pretty well and takes care of my family, so I'm going to keep doing that. But we're going to work on our dreams and build our family businesses as we go. So we got 2 YouTube channels and a business we're building right now, and we got several more businesses in the pipeline. So follow along, go along for the ride. That's kind of what this is. This is a documentary of our journey into business, and this will get more exciting as we go. I'm going to bring the camera with me on some trips, and we'll go talk about some more stuff in the future. So if you're interested in this, if you want to follow the American dream but haven't been able to, if you're interested in building businesses and you've been afraid to get started, follow along, see how this goes, because that's our plan. We are going to build the American dream for our family. We're going to build businesses and head into entrepreneurship. So this is Built Freedom signing out. We'll catch you in the next video. This is Built Freedom.